Hey guys, we're Mule Bike Racks, and we're going to tell you a little bit about our business model.
So this is our key hypothesis and testings. And our first hypothesis is that there is an unserved customer segment in the existing industry. And our second hypothesis is that we can sell it for less than $600, which is the price of the leading competitor. And our third hypothesis is that we can convince our customer that lower cost won't lower quality. So our first test would be to do some market research, pre-orders, and social media engagement. And our second test would be to buy steel, build a prototype, and calculate other costs. And lastly, our third test will be to survey potential users.
So we're currently in the build, measure, learn process. So our initial CAD design is finished. Additionally, we've got funded from Get Seated for $331 to buy materials for prototyping. We've also got 5 pre-orders of racks. They have not put down any money, but we'll be buying them. And then looking forward, we plan to finish building a prototype and then set up a online sales so that people can pre-order our racks, and that will further the build, measure, learn feedback loop.
Okay, so our value proposition that we offer to our customers is basically that we have a convenient product design at a more affordable entry-level cost for the more casual mountain biker, as well as more experienced mountain bikers. We're competitively priced, but we have similar design aspects compared to leading market competitors, but with less of the frills that some of the market competitors currently have. We feel that a lot of the current products on there are a little bit more complex than what people really need to meet their needs for a bike rack. So our customer segment is obviously mountain bikers and people who are going to be going in groups of 4 or more. That's really who this design is built to attract. Particularly, we're looking for younger customers who either don't have the means to pay $600 or more for a bike rack, or just aren't willing to. And you know, particularly we're going after beginners, but we want it to appeal to more advanced bike riders who are on a limited budget as well. We think that there's a pretty big market for this here in Utah, especially right now with the coronavirus going on. There's a lot of people who are buying and getting into mountain biking and maybe have some limited resources to put towards accessories, such as a mountain bike stand for the back of their car. And so one of the things that we want to ways that we want to differentiate ourselves is the customer relationship that we build with our relationships. We're looking to establish long-term and very personal recurring relationships. Some of the ways that we've seen other companies successfully do this is to offer branded lifestyle type merchandise. So things like t-shirts, hats, you know, whatever it is that people want to buy. We've seen a lot of times that people who are into a hobby like this, it becomes a big part of their life and their lifestyle. So we want to offer them products to both promote our business and to embrace their lifestyle as well. And that goes into fostering a community with people who are in this customer segment. One of the things we want to do is offer regular social media challenges that would allow people to have friendly competition with each other for minimal rewards from the company. You know, it's a pretty cheap way for us to gain notoriety within the industry and get social media engagement. You know, other options to advance this are to create a blog and to do occasional giveaways on our social media platforms. One other idea that we talked about to develop these customer relationships would be to have a customer presence at campuses. So there's certain colleges and universities, certainly the University of Utah would be one, Durango University would be another one in Colorado, that have pretty big mountain biking cultures, and we want to make sure that we have a presence there and letting kind of some of these college students who are really into the sport but have limited funds know that, hey, we're here and we think you're really going to appreciate our product offerings.
So for our revenue streams, we are obviously selling the price of the bike rack, and the prototype is to finalize price range possibilities and the engineering analysis so that we can reduce materials used to create the bike rack.
So a couple of key resources for our business. The first being Pickering Concrete. That's my father's construction company, and they're going to offer us a bunch of different tools for prototyping, a welder, some metal cutting saws, grinders, stuff like that that will allow us to build the prototype. The next key resource is Wasatch Steel. That's who we're going to go with for our initial material purchasing. And then maybe looking ahead, we could look to partner up with REI to get our product in their stores.
So for the channels we're going to use, we were thinking about using Instagram as well as Facebook and having some Google ads, retail stores such as local bike shops, Amazons, and then create a website to have direct-to-consumer model.
Okay, so some key activities for our business. The first being after the prototype is built, I will be doing a FEA engineering analysis on the parts, which is basically just a super powerful software used to stress test metal parts. And this will allow us to eliminate unnecessary material, get the material costs down. Next, we will need to replace much of the welded joints with bolted joints, which will decrease the amount of time in manufacturing. And then we need to look at other potential companies that might use our rack, such as mountain bike shuttle services around Salt Lake, potentially the UView outdoor rental facility. And then we might also look to team up with existing companies. For example, Kuwait Bike Racks does not have a vertical bike rack. We might look to see if they have any interest in developing one.
All right, so as far as our cost structure goes, we have chosen to go with a cost-driven business model. These business models focus on minimizing costs wherever possible, which is definitely something that we're striving for with this business. This approach aims at creating and maintaining the leanest possible cost structure using low price value propositions, maximum automation, and extensive outsourcing. So we are innovating the industry of the vertical bike rack by taking away the frills and trying to make a quality bike rack with less features so that we can sell it at a lower cost. Some ways that we're going to support our cost structure are through our sales, our marketing, the manufacturing, and the warranty. And then the key partners for our business are social media influencers. So we would use promotion on social media platforms such as Instagram to reach out to Instagram users that are prominent in the industry of outdoors, mountain biking, etc., and have them promote our product in order to get more sales. REI, which is obviously a huge outdoor retailer, that would be super awesome if we could get the product in there and get some sales from that, as well as locally owned bike shops. The benefit of working with locally owned bike shops would be obviously product placement in local communities, but also less inventory obligations. When you're working with smaller distributors, there's a less of an obligation for your inventory, which would be a benefit for us starting out. And that is our presentation. Thanks for watching.
Everyone.